We all know that Alfred Pennyworth is undoubtedly a badass, and during the course of his life as Batman's butler and surrogate father, he has had many impressive moments, such as the time he took a super pill and then nutted Superman, breaking his nose. This is in the Injustice universe when Superman has turned evil and is taking Batman down. And when he finally gets his hands on Batman, he tortures him for information, as he wants to know where the Kryptonian nanotech pill that Batman has stolen from him is. And in the process of torturing him, he actually breaks Batman's spine. And this is the last straw for Alfred, so he takes the Kryptonian nanotech pill and headbutts Superman. And then he beats the hell out of him, kicking him so hard that his own shoes explode. And then he punches him into oblivion, screaming that he is not allowed to hurt his family. And then he carries Batman to safety. Batman, of course, can't walk thanks to the broken spine. So, like I said, Alfred is a total badass. And this is just one of the many moments that we're going to go over. He accidentally punches two supervillains to death. In the film Batman Bad Blood, the bad guys brainwash Batman and attempt to brainwash an entire convention's worth of rich people. So the Bat family has no choice but to all come together to stop the villains and save Batman, which means that Alfred is on the front lines, and he takes on the Calculator and the Mad Hatter. Well, really just the Calculator, and during their fist fight he punches him into a computer, which electrocutes and kills him, and the surge from it blows the Mad Hatter's head clean off. To be honest, it's a bit ridiculous that they both die so easily, but that just goes to show what a badass punch it was. He slept with the Queen of England. In the TV show Pennyworth, Alfred stops the bad guys from taking over England, and then Alfred's father decides to assassinate the Queen, and Alfred saves her from the explosion. Yeah, this show is just as weird as it sounds. But anyway, before all this happens, Alfred rescues the Queen, who is being held hostage. And she is of course rather grateful about this, and after she has set things right with the government, she and Alfred have a little chat, and then she takes him to bed. What can I say? The Queen is a woman who knows what she wants, and she takes it, and of course Alfred was powerless to resist. He dies, and then he walks it off. Now Bane breaks into the Batcave in the Arkham Origins video game, and he kills Alfred. Batman was of course racing back, but he arrived too late. He gets there just in time to share Alfred's last words and watch him pass on. But fortunately, he's able to crudely restart his heart using the electrocutioner's gloves, which no doubt would cause him to have permanent heart damage for the rest of his life. This is actually what happens when you get your heart resuscitated, that you can only use so much electric, and using these gloves undoubtedly would screw up his heart. Though taking into account the fact that he's already dead, well, probably better to have a bit of heart trouble. But of course, being English, Alfred simply keeps calm and carries on. And straight after being brought back from the great beyond, he gives Batman an inspirational speech as Batman is starting to think that he can't actually help people. Yeah, Alfred is the one who died, but Batman is the one who's feeling bad and needs a pep talk. You can really feel Batman's privilege here. Alfred then works the comms while Batman goes on a mission. And whereas most people wouldn't even be able to get out of bed after something like this, Alfred just gets on with it. He lets Bruce Wayne kill him. In the TV show Gotham, Alfred not only teaches Bruce Wayne how to fight, but he also lets him stab him with a sword. Now this is because Bruce is being mind controlled, and the only way for him to break free of this is to kill Alfred. So Alfred agrees for him to do it in order to save Bruce. And I think you'll agree that he is easily the most loyal butler who has ever lived in the history of butlers. Now fortunately there is a Lazarus pit nearby, and Bruce is able to pour some of that on the wound and save Alfred's life. But still, he didn't know that at the time, and he genuinely thought that he was going to die, and he was willing to do it to save Bruce Wayne. So I think that if Thomas and Martha Wayne could see this, they would agree that Alfred is doing a very good job of taking care of their son. He shoots a predator. Batman doesn't like guns, and he and the rest of the Bat family have a rule that they're not allowed to use guns. Now admittedly the Red Hood constantly breaks this rule, but Batman and the rest of the family are always giving him grief for this. But Alfred on the other hand uses a shotgun all the time, and no one dares to say anything, because everyone is scared of Alfred. And because he has this gun, he is able to shoot intruders. including the Batman who laughs, and in a DC crossover, a Predator is hunting Batman. And while the two are fighting in the Batcave, things are actually looking pretty grim for the Dark Knight, until Alfred shows up with his trusty shotgun and shoots the Predator squarely in the chest. Predators are the greatest hunters in the universe, but they are no match for Alfred Pennyworth. He saves Batman from burning to death. Now in the movie Batman Begins, Bruce Wayne's mansion is being burnt down by Ra's al Ghul and the League of the Shadows. Sorry, I should say Ra's al Ghul because they mispronounce it in this film. Sorry, I have issues with this. But anyway, Batman is lying unconscious under the mansion's debris and is of course going to die. But he is also still being guarded by one of the League's ninjas. So Alfred knocks him out and then he runs in to save Bruce Wayne from the fire. And he also of course mocks Bruce Wayne for not being strong enough to lift a little log. Because Alfred is just awesome. He pulls a knife on a gangster. In the TV show Gotham, Alfred is trying to find the mob boss Fish, and her right-hand man Butch isn't being very helpful. So Alfred grabs hold of the hardened mobster and throws him to the ground and puts a knife to his throat. Because when Alfred asks you a question, you damn well answer. Fish then turns up, and so Alfred helps Butch to his feet, and they both just kind of forget about it. Which seems a bit odd, but these two do live pretty crazy lives, so it's probably quite normal for them. In fact, it's very normal for Alfred in this show, because he is constantly fighting dangerous men on behalf of Bruce Wayne. He makes Batman do his damn job. Batman needs to stop a load of bombs from destroying the Arkham City prison, as hundreds, if not thousands, will die. But Batman is more interested in saving Talia al Ghul. After all, he is sort of in love with her. So Alfred puts him in his place. He stops Batman from being able to trace Talia's location and then tells him to save the city instead. This is the superhero equivalent of being told you're not getting any supper until you've done your chores. And very few people can tell Batman what to do. Hell, even Superman has failed in this regard. So, in some respects, this is kind of the most impressive thing he's ever done. And those are my picks for Alfred's most badass moments. But of course, there are many, many more across the comics, TV shows, films, and video games. So if you have a favourite moment that wasn't on this list, then please let us know in the comments. And I'd just like to quickly remind everyone that we have some merchandise available on our store, and to say thanks to all of you who have donated to the Needle Mouse Productions page on Patreon. And as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe, share, like, and comment.